The history of the tapes that form the foundation of this documentary is a long and torturous one.
Well, they were recorded in the early 1990s. Princess Diana was getting some voice lessons ahead of an interview where she was basically going to spill the beans. So she was going through the process of talking about her life and doing voice exercises. There are 20 hours of tapes, and in amongst all of that are very revealing, raw, brutal, honest. I've been watching it, Virginia, and I haven't found it easy viewing, to be honest, because you know what then happened to Princess Diana over the years, and you can see that this is the unravelling of a woman who admits that Prince Charles's friends were trying to get her put into a mental institution, to have her locked away, a woman who felt that she was completely isolated within Buckingham Palace. But look, it's very intimate. I mean, we know that after the birth of her two sons that they had sex once every 3 weeks and then not at all after that. And there's a lot of attention on Camilla Parker Bowles and Princess Diana's trauma over the affair that she knew her husband, the future king, was having. But I guess going back to that, back to the very beginning, Virginia, when even Prince Charles was courting her and she talks about how odd it was. Let's have a look at one of the actual quotes. She said he wasn't consistent in his courting abilities. He'd ring me up every day for a week and then wouldn't speak to me for 3 weeks. Very odd. And I accept that. I thought, fine, he knows where I am if he wants me. The thrill when he used to ring up was so intense and immense it'd drive the other 3 girls crazy that she lived with, but she called it odd. Odd from the beginning.
There's been an intense pressure on the UK network not to show this documentary from the family of Princess Diana. Will there be a backlash, do you think, some consequence from the airing of these tapes that have been fought over by the family in the courts for a number of years?
And it was Princess Diana's brother who was pleading with Channel 4 in the last week or two not to show the tapes. Look, there were other people who said, just put it out there. I mean, Princes William and Harry sort of started it by doing their own documentary. So, it was then seemed to open the way for this particular documentary. Whether it'll have a backlash, people were basically saying online, look, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Switch off the television. I'm not sure there'll be a backlash. There are still people who are so intensely interested in her.
Yes.
It's odd to be watching her and watching her dipping her eyes and looking anxious. And she talks about the bulimia and how everyone knew about it within the royal family and how they blamed the bulimia for the end of the marriage. But she said the end of the marriage came about because of the affair that Prince Charles was having. And she went to Queen Elizabeth and said, what do I do? I'm in this loveless marriage. And the Queen said, well, I don't know what you can do. And she couldn't believe it. She called her the top lady and she couldn't believe it that she wasn't offering help. Another snippet that we've had in this particular documentary, Virginia, is the secret love that she had with her bodyguard, Barry Manicky. Now, we've known about some other affairs that Princess Diana had, but we haven't heard a lot about this particular love. And it was just 4 years after the marriage. She was married in 1981. In 1985, she says she was madly in love with her bodyguard, and it was found out by the palace and he was forced to leave, and 3 weeks later died in a motorbike accident. She says he was killed.
The whole thing just sad and sorry, really, isn't it? Good to talk to you about this morning, Lisa. Thanks so much.